You said that you would find someone and report the situation. Did you or did you not? We can't go. Everything is blocked. We're completely trapped. So you're saying we have to wait until the game is finished to leave? The kids split up to process their grief. And Uni feels like Damon is dead because of her, because Uni is the one that suggested that they all go into the mountains. June thinks that Damon is dead because of him, because he's the one that suggested they all go into the mountains. It's a whole thing. And Wendy is Uni's BFF, and like, she's holding it down. She's like, well, we can't leave until the game is over, Uni, so you're just going to sit here and mope around, or what? And Uni's like, no, we're going to find another way out. Meanwhile, June is in the office when all the phones start ringing. Every single one of them. When he picks up one to answer, there's nothing on the other line. Dead signal. Uni and Wendy walk in on him, losing his absolute marbles, slamming the phones down, like punching the phone receivers. What are you doing? The phones keep ringing. Uni goes to pick them up. Hello, hello. There's no one on the other end. June is mad. Just hang up. There's no point. All of this is fake. What are you saying? He reaches down and shows her the wire. It's all fake. They were never even connected. How are they ringing then? She goes to check, and sure enough, all the phones are disconnected. Wendy walks over to the binders on the shelf. She pulls them down. All of them are empty. Like props. This was never a real office. This was never a real...
Wow.
He starts voting, and everyone starts running for the bucket to find their phone. There's a frequency noise sounding off. One of the girls hears the frequency. So one by one, like at random times... they're getting offed.
Wow.
The lights turn off because one of the students went over to cut the wire and then shove it down her throat to electrocute herself. Yeah. Other ones are shoving broomsticks into their mouth and like literally piercing it through their heads. Some of the, yeah, it's a lot. June starts having a panic attack. He doesn't even go to look for his phone. Uni has to pull him down to try and find his phone, but he's already hearing the noise. Now the students are in the dark, killing each other, trying to find their phones. They're just like, so many of them are just walking off to off themselves. All the side characters, most of them are civilians, except one, I think was like Mafia. They all end up dying, literally trampling on each other. Only Kevin is chill. And then he sees the perfect opportunity. He walks over to the crowd and he picks up the phone, holds it up in the air. Oliver, your phone's over here. This is the guy that just beat him up. And he throws it under the bleachers. Oliver runs after it. Meanwhile, the first two votes are casted. So remember Mimi and Esther were fighting? They find their phones first. Mimi votes for Esther. Esther votes for Mimi. And all of this is being broadcasted. And Esther can hear slowly that everyone is finding their phone and voting for her. Meanwhile, Oliver can't find his phone under the low bleachers. He literally can't reach underneath. Meanwhile, Mimi finds June's phone for him and tries to make him vote, but instead of voting for Esther, June votes for Uni, Uni votes for June, Wendy votes for another friend, that friend votes for Wendy. So they're trying to split the votes so that Esther doesn't die. But it's too late. All of it is too late. Oliver's eyes turn white, and in front of Helen, he walks up to the second floor railing and suspends himself with rope. The voting has ended. The one with the most votes, Esther, will be executed. Esther was a civilian. And Esther starts crying. I told you guys I was a civilian. Why did you have to do this to me? Everyone refuses to make eye contact with her. They won't even look at her. She runs out crying, and that sleepy music comes back on. June and Wendy rush in, get her inhaler, and she wakes up in the infirmary next to Helen, who's bandaging up her foot again. Helen's emotional. Oliver was helping me find my phone. Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to die? It's not fair. Kevin grabs everyone else into a room. Emergency meeting. I'm going to say it very nicely, everyone. Speak up if you're Mafia. Wendy smirks. If you were Mafia, would you speak up, you idiot? Then police, speak up right now. I don't think police would want to speak up right now either. Hey, June, you're Mafia, right? You're the one that gathered all the phones. Was that Mafia's plan? Civilians died. Mimi tries to defend June. What are you talking about, you idiot? Mafia died too. There was like one Mafia who died. Mina, the girl whose best friend died in the middle of the night, she's distraught. Her close friend Esther